So Douglas Brinkley, instead of invoking the 25th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, these senior officials have opted to guide this administration until it's over one way or another, whatever that means. Now, what do you make of that particular part? And also for the author, is this about being on the right side of history, do you think? What would be the possible motivation for basically outing themselves? Because this will eventually happen, right?
Well, back in 1947, we had a great American diplomat in the State Department named George Kennan, and Kennan wrote a piece called Mr. X. He did an anonymous thing, but he called himself Mr. X, and it was called The Sources of Soviet Conduct, when he was warning about the threat within the Soviet Union and what it would mean to Western Europe. And so he kind of went a bit rogue. We see that happening now, except the threat that needs containing is the President of the United States. So I think this anonymous person does want to be on the right side of history right now. But it's just another piece of evidence of, along with the Woodward book and many other testimonials, that Donald Trump's behavior is deeply sick and erratic. And we haven't had this problem with the President of the United States, except for Richard Nixon during his last year in office, when people would disregard what Nixon would say. Nixon would give an order to somebody in the foreign policy team, and they say, yes, sir, and then not carry it out. So there's clearly insubordination going on in the White House right now. I can understand why President Trump's angry about it, but his response was to charge this op-ed writer with treason and trying to now do a witch hunt in the White House. And he's making the situation worse for him because he can never take any kind of criticism from any source.
Right, and that wording, they will guide this administration one way or another until it's over. What do you think that means? Until it's over?
That the 25th Amendment is quite a stark thing to do. It would be the cabinet, meaning including Vice President Pence, to start moving to say Donald Trump's unfit for office. We're only weeks till a midterm election. The proper, most likely way that Trump gets resolved here is the Democrats win Congress, and then they will start issuing subpoenas, and you will have the word impeachment being bandied about and investigated, and it may be that the People's House, Congress, Senate, in the end, are the ones that truncate Trump's presidency. Remember, we have the Mueller report coming out. We already have convictions of people like Manafort and Cohen, more to come. So it is just a hot mess in Washington, D.C., and Donald Trump is at the center of it. And the U.S. government was built to last. We're going to be here for hundreds of years and beyond. The idea that Donald Trump can hijack it is sort of what this anonymous article is saying. There is a conscience within the White House that's keeping tabs on what he's doing. It's a bit spooky, but we live in strange times.
We appear to. Yes, Douglas Brinkley, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.